Hello everyone, Tina Gale back, and today I have a layout for the My Scraps and More design team. And this week we're teaming up with 17 Turtles, which is a great Etsy shop that offers silhouette cut files. Well, actually, I guess you could cut them with anything. I work with a silhouette. And so the file that I chose to work with today is the Pie Chart Love. And I will have all of the links to the Etsy shop and the file and everything in the description below. So be sure to check them out, and be sure to check out the My Scraps and More blog, because there are lots of chances to win and discount codes for both My Scraps and More and 17 Turtles that you don't want to miss out on. So be sure to check out all the links below. And so a little bit about my layout. I'll explain why I chose this file in particular towards the end. When I get to the title, it kind of all comes together. But when I saw this file, I really liked it, and I wanted to use it in the way that I've done just all of the piecing of lots of different pattern papers, like a quilt kind of. So I just picked up a whole stack of Studio Calico papers. They're all a little bit older collections. And I used all of those with the cut file to piece in all of the sections of the pie charts. And then these little hearts that I did, I cut those out of a paper, and it's, I believe it's Studio Calico as well, but it's this really pretty wood grain, but it has the days of the weeks written across it diagonally. And so I really liked that because it goes in with the theme of this layout of loving my husband every day. And again, I'll tell a little bit more about the story of the photo and stuff later on. And then this piece of paper was just a scrap that was on my table, and I just wanted something to back my photo with that was not just a solid color. I didn't want it competing with the background. So again, I just wanted kind of a mixture of all those different colors. And since it had the pink and the teals and the yellows and all those colors that I was using in my background, it was kind of a perfect piece. So it was great that it was just a scrap on my table and I didn't have to cut into a full sheet. And so I decided, with everything that was going on in the background, I wanted to use some foam tape to pop dot my picture up. And as you can tell, I've hit the bottom of my foam tape. So I had to go run and get some of my other ones, and they ended up being really tiny ones, and so I sat and kind of just stuck a bunch on there. I'll have to go find another roll of foam tape for the next time that I sit down to create, because I really do like using the rolls of foam tape. It's just so much more economical when you use quite a bit of it. And when I'm doing photos and things like this, I like using lots and bigger strips, so that the photos don't like smash down once they're in your albums. Okay, so I kind of cut away a little bit. This one I cut out quite a bit because I spent quite a bit of time creating this layout. Like, I didn't show you creating the background. I didn't want to take up video time doing that. So a lot of that I'm using for embellishing and all of that is a lot of just leftover pieces that were on my table as well. And you'll see I have a whole pile of embellishments off to the side there. And I actually started with more than that. I really didn't know what I wanted to use to embellish. I just kind of, I didn't plan it all. I just went with it as I was going through. But I have this little pocket, and I really wanted to fit it in on here because I wanted to keep the journaling hidden. So I will put all of my journaling on a little card, or I'll probably actually have to fold it up because there's going to be quite a bit. And it's going to go into the envelope because it's pretty much just journaling that's just for my husband and I, and not anybody else really needs to read it or know the story. And then I had a lot of little buttons, and I really had intended of tying some twine through them and using them because I thought it would go really well with the theme and how I had done the background. But I ended up not really working it in. I have the one little puffy heart that I use. And I don't think I didn't even, the darker pink heart, I ended up not even using it. It's just like a little flat, like a button without the holes, I guess. And then the little banner that says, "You are my happy," that was actually a branding strip from one of the papers that I had used on a recent layout. So I just kind of cut it down and notched the ends for a banner to put over the top of the envelope and then under the photo. And I kind of arranged it like that so that it helps ground that photo and also the envelope so that it's not just like floating on the page with everything else. So that kind of did all of it together. It kind of put weight to the bottom there. So it worked out really, really well. And so now that I have that down, I'm going to start really looking more at the embellishments and the title. And these stickers here are some that I've just had in my stash, but they're this really pretty pinkish red glitter. And since it was this real scripty font, I really liked it that it kind of went with the theme, but yet it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was too. Oh, what am I trying to? The swirls and stuff weren't too much for what I had done in the background. And then I just used some Simple Story snap letter stickers for the kind of the typed font. I mean, you'll see me like, where did it go? I had lost one of my pieces to my letter. And so I was trying to find it, the letter C, and it had stuck to the back of the other letter, but I was sitting there just freaking out. Where did my letter go? Okay, so now that we've got to the title, I had some other things going that I ended up cutting out of the video of what I thought I would use. But the more that I looked at the layout and the more that I worked on it, and when I work on the layouts, I kind of relive the photos and the memories and the things that it brings, kind of thinking of the journaling that I'll put on it and all of that. And this photo was taken this last August on my husband's and I's 28th wedding anniversary. And he had taken me out of state to go to a scrapbooking garage sale and to visit a friend and stuff. And so we had just spent a couple of days just traveling back and forth and stopping at some shops and doing different things. And then on our way home, we went through the little town that we had gotten married in, and we stopped at the church and took this little selfie in front of the church. And it turned out that by the time we got there, we did not plan it at all. We just drove by and we ended up like, we should just stop and take a picture. We pull in, we take the picture, and I start looking at it and realize that it was the exact time that our wedding had taken place 28 years earlier. And so it was just really cool how it all worked out because we hadn't planned it all. And so looking at this photo, I was just thinking of, how far we had come in the last 28 years and, getting married in that church and then coming back. And so that's where my title come from. We come full circle. And so it was, even though I hadn't thought of the title before, it was what I was thinking about when I chose this particular cut file with all of the pie charts and the circles of, the different twists and turns that our life has taken in the last 28 years, some good, some not so good, and some really rough things have happened. So the file really did speak to me in that it just represented the different pieces of our lives and how they go together and how everything has just, where we started, we've ended up with, we were much in love and we still are, and so it was just very symbolic for me. So I really, really liked the cut file, and I'm really happy with how the layout turned out. And even if, well, I know not if, but no one will look at this layout and think of all the things that I think of and all of the symbolism in it. But I know that I will, and my husband will, with reading the journaling and my thoughts and stuff, of where my thinking was with the layout and this particular day and celebrating 28 years of marriage with him. And we actually started dating in January and February was our big month. So February is technically, we've now been together and dating for 29 years. So that's quite an accomplishment, I feel. So on to the layout again. So I've finished with the title, and I've added some pink puffy hearts that are a glitter reddish pink, the same. It kind of matched right in with the title, and so I really liked those. And then I have a container of these sequins, and I'm just picking out some gold ones and scattered around. I wanted just a touch more, but I didn't want to do my normal enamel dots or anything like that, so I thought the sequins would be great. I am having quite a bit of problems with them because it's cold and winter here, and so the static cling and all of that, it's like they're sticking everywhere except for where you want them to be, and they're sticking to me, and I couldn't get them off, and I'm sitting there flinging them and all of that. But so I ended up just getting my glue dots out to adhere them with, and you'll see I'm trying to get them back into the container and they won't. It's just like, oh, forget it. But so yeah, they're really pretty, but they're a pain to put on. I don't like using my liquid glue and the glue dots, so that's one reason. I really like the ones that have the adhesive already on them. I use them a lot more, so I don't use very many sequins because of that. But I really do like how they looked on this, so it was worth a little bit of fight. And then I also, you saw I had the Amy Tan date stamp, so I had stamped that onto the envelope, and the journaling will go inside the pocket. So that's pretty much it. Be sure to check out all the links with 17 turtles and their cut files, as well as my scraps and more, and I'll have all of the links down below in the information. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this, and we will catch you next time. Bye.